Many people know who watch this channel. Before, of course, one enters into a new career, we've always had another, haven't we? What's your career? Do share, of course. It's always nice to know what the chums did before, of course, they all became millionaires and spent their days watching this channel, of which I'm very grateful. Yes, I can see. Don't do putting your money away now. I can see you counting it. Absolutely. Laughing away, thinking, look at that poor sod outside having to stand there and do this. This is the thing, isn't it? Wealth creates wealth. Yes, I can see what it creates. Yes, very nice indeed. But of course, we've all had careers. And as I said, on a more serious note, it's lovely to find out what you did beforehand, before you either retired or, of course, like many of us, you get booted out simply because you're the wrong whatever, don't fit in. It always makes me laugh. Someone was telling me the other day, an older guy that I know, he said, oh, you know, I had to fill in a thing about my pronouns. And it just always makes me laugh because you think, well, doesn't a dose of fig sort that out? But there you go. Could be just me. I mean, what a ridiculous thing on a form. And he's like 63. He said, what's pronouns? I said, look, I thought they came with Weetabix, but that could be me. Now, what's interesting when you're looking through old pictures, as I often say, at past careers that you had, I was lucky enough, very much so, to be associated with the award-winning, brilliant production of Sunset Boulevard by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Of course, many people suggest the ultimate one was the Billy Wilder movie, and we told you a while back, didn't we, how the original star Gloria Swanson very much tried to get a musical of her own version going, but Paramount wasn't having any of it. And of course, she was thwarted. That's right, thwarted before you think, because of course she couldn't get it off the ground. Now this particular lady, a wonderful lady who became a good friend, still going today, is Rita Moreno. Now don't be shocked, of course, by the picture, because she'd literally come off stage alongside myself with appearing in Sunset Boulevard in London's West End. She was, of course, a big replacement for another actress, Faye Dunaway, and you know that story, don't you? Faye Dunaway was supposed to come over, of course, and appear in Sunset Boulevard, but apparently Andrew very kindly said she was struggling to find the notes. According to sources, she couldn't find any notes, you know. But then again, who was going to wrestle with Mommy Dearest? You get the picture. Now, what's interesting is Rita Moreno, as I said, became a good chum. What a career this lady had. She started out all thanks to another friend of mine, Debbie Reynolds, appearing alongside her in Singing in the Rain. And she said to me that Gene Kelly was so kind because he didn't, you know, cast her because of her Hispanic background or anything like Latino. She just could do the job, and she got the job. Incredible. Now, when you think about it also, many people realise and always cite this as what a startling performance she gave in the wonderful movie West Side Story, and it is a brilliant movie. It's one of those things, I think, tell me if I'm wrong on this, chums, but you know, you could watch it at any time. It's just, if you haven't seen it, you found something new, don't you? And did you know some of the dancers are still with us all these years later? And the one thing I noticed when I met a couple of them, I can't remember their name now, they still look good. So dancing is clearly good for you, right? I mean, it's just obviously very good for you. Make sure you don't age, you know, that sort of thing. Now, what's interesting is Rita Moreno, as I say, has had an incredible career and still going strong today. And it's all about, as she says, determination, reinvention, and more importantly, making sure you keep ahead of the times. She's obviously had, like so many people in the world of show business, and I can attain to this, struggles, you know. Yeah, well, we've all struggled, you know what I'm saying? It is show business. But Rita, you see, told me that one of the highlights of her career, as well as appearing alongside in another major movie, The King and I, with Deborah Kerr and Yul Brynner, well, her highlight was this, and it's one of my favourites too. That's right, The Muppets. We love the Muppets. When I mentioned the Muppets the other day, we got good response. I'm glad you're all daft like me. I loved the Muppets, you know. I loved everybody from Kermit. I think my favourite, though, was the comedian. I can't remember. Oh, that's it, Fozzie Bear. He died every time, didn't he? I could really relate to that, you know what I'm saying? Particularly with this act. Now, what's fascinating is that she won a Primetime Emmy way back in 1977 from starring alongside the Muppets, and she said that was one of the highlights of her career. Now, when you think about it, she's done everything, won Oscars and all that, but it took some puppets, Muppets, whatever, from Jim Henson, the Supremo who created that show, to give her that Primetime Emmy. What a memory that truly is. If you haven't checked out Rita Moreno and her work, do look her up online. She's a fantastic lady and truly one of the last great standing superstars of Hollywood. As ever, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share your career moments with me. I haven't forgotten. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.